Um, Hi, everybody. I'm Pam Snell from Axmart IT, and this is the dental managers meeting from on June 11th. And I welcome everybody. This is our team of experts meeting where you get a chance to ask some wonderful experts. Nancy Kagan can't be with us today, but we have Dr. Lisa Kane, we have Megan Steinberg, and I actually put myself in as a expert today because of all of the problems with cybersecurity and ransomware and all of that we're really focusing and helping our clients try to stay away from those things. So if you have any questions about cybersecurity, I can answer those. So welcome everybody. And we have a few members today and some other experts that we're happy to have. Pam Silva has taken Judy Bloom's place in Tuesday. Thank you and welcome. You've been to a couple of live meetings. And Denver, you're here today too, and you do, if I can remember how this goes, marketing for dental practices by their area. Isn't that how it goes?
Correct.
You're
correct.
doing mailings.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Great. And I think that's awesome. I think mail, actual postal mail, gets a bad rap. I think it's very effective.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if you have questions also for Pam about Tuesday or Denver about marketing, I'm sure they'll be happy to answer those too. So Lynn and Kim, do you have any questions for the experts?
Like I said, I don't think I have any. I tried to think of them the other day when I signed up to say, oh, what's my question for this month? But I don't have any off the top of my head. I do have a kind of cyber thing. That thing that you guys put out the other day about your Alexa and all of that. I need to definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm taking
that was
David's
crazy.
place also.
So it really uses your electricity as well?
Well, of course, because it's your electricity is running your things. It's not like they're stealing your electricity. It's your electricity. What Kim is talking about is I've also been doing David's radio show on Tuesday mornings on WATD. And one of the things that he's been all up in arms about is this new Sidewalk, which is by Amazon. And what that does is that it takes your Alexa and your Ring doorbell and all of their other products, the Echo and all of that, and it meshes with your neighbor's Echo and Alexa and all of their Ring doorbell and their lights and all that kind of stuff, so that if your power goes down, you start using theirs. And what really bothers him is that you don't know that you're using your neighbors. You don't know if your neighbor is using yours. So they're in your network. Now, Amazon says that there's no security problems there. But as David says, today there's no problem.
But the thing that bothers me the most is, like he said, the opt-in and opt-out. You're already in it. You have to tell them you don't want to be.
Yes.
Who knows that you're in it? Like, I would never know unless I read that note.
Right.
That's
exactly
wrong.
Right. Yeah. So yes, it's 5 steps to get out of it. You on June 1st, everybody that has these devices was automatically opted in. And according to one of my texts, Kim, I'm sorry, 1 second, everybody here. Kim is from Artistic is trying to get in. Oh, here she is. Okay. Thank you. Tell her she's in now.
So I also have this, stupid of me, I bought my kids this device that can send a dog treat across the room. Not knowing that the reason they wanted it is because they want to spy on me. So they're constantly like yelling at me at things I'm doing. I'm like, how do they know I'm doing this? The device is in my family room, and they once in a while send the dog a treat. It comes flying out of this machine, but most of the time they're just spying on me. It's like a baby monitor.
Oh, so they can see you. Well,
they can see me.
That's something you should be careful about too. I mean, if you happen to not have, you always fully dressed.
It hooks to that too.
Yeah, yes, it would be if it has anything with that device. Yes, so he is very up in arms at that. It's 5 steps. They're easy, but you know you can do them. And if you want to know about this more, go on axsmartit.com in the blog. And we have a
Yeah.
blog.
Where would I find that?
Act Smart IT,
What is it?
Act Smart IT
At Smart,
.com, yep, /blog.
okay.
And
Pam, do you get their newsletter? Like
yeah,
once a
our
month?
newsletter had it in it, and it'll also have it in the July one on the back. It'll tell you about that too.
All
But
right.
you
I
wanna-
had,
you
yeah, I
wanna
hadn't seen the
opt out.
new
Pam,
one.
I'll make a note. I'll send you the article.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
It
Thank you.
was good.
This is very intriguing. I knew nothing about this, and they call it
I
side.
know. But how would anyone know about it?
Nobody
Like, that's
knows,
so
right.
crazy.
Yeah. And one of our texts says that this has been available but not turned on since the first version of Echo.
Oh,
And we have Echo and we have Alexa show. So we have we actually have video, and we can talk to the grandkids through that if we want to and stuff too.
You know, I swear that Alexa listens to everything that goes on in the house.
does.
oh,
It
definitely.
absolutely
No, 'cause I'll
does.
be on the phone. I'm here with just my dog. It's just me and the dog. I'll be on the phone talking about something like I need a new vacuum or something. The next thing you know, I've got vacuum ads popping up and everywhere I look in my email, when I go on Google. It's like,
It's
what? Wait a minute.
absolutely true. They do. They absolutely do. And also, so does your smart TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
really?
And they say, yeah, all of those things. That they
It's
all
so
listen.
scary.
It is. We're definitely.
I mean,
You
we're
know,
way
Big
past
Brother-
George Orwell, right? With, what was it, 19,
Oh, Big brother.
remember that?
It is. It's Big Brother. So anyway, the other thing about this, and I'll start asking the other experts, is that Apple recently asked everybody if you want them to be able to send, track what you buy from other vendors and all that kind of stuff. And if you wanted to opt into that as opposed to opting out. And only 4% of the people with the Apple phones or devices said, yes, you can track me for selling me things and stuff like that.
But why would anyone want that? What's the reason? It's
Well,
only
I
benefiting
think
them.
I said yes because sometimes they give me ads that I wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Oh, okay.
And like, they know by my habits that I buy fabric, that I buy yarn, that I do this, I do that. So I get, other things that I wouldn't have gotten. And if it becomes annoying, any more annoying than we've been having it automatically anyway, now they're asking you if you want to opt in. 4% of the people said yes, as opposed to, 97, 96% that didn't want it. So that's why Amazon said they opted you in and make you opt out. And again, like you said, you have to know about this. So the other one thing he said was that, you can buy things with one click. Why can't you opt out with one click? 5 steps. You have to go in, you have to find this and
Isn't that funny? And
we give you the
anyone
5 steps.
uses their Amazon app, you know how easy it is to buy something.
Exactly.
One little swipe and I've spent $100,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, and Alexa's always asking us if we need dog food or the other things that we buy online.
Hey,
It's about time you need dog food, isn't it? Just say yes. So anyway,
Wow.
but yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking too. So Dr. Kane, what's going on in your world?
Hi, honey, how are you? Is
someone talking in the background? I got nothing. There was an OSHA thing that came out yesterday that has nothing to do with us. I think there was a big hype about it, and I had a class last night and I raced through reading it, but it literally it excludes dental offices, and all that it did was basically have a ton of record keeping. It was just gonna add to that, which is good because then I don't have to make that for everybody. But yeah, so it has nothing to do with us. So it's status quo, same thing. I do think the CDC at some point, and OSHA will at some point will kind of, catch up with vaccinations and maybe alter things in the office. But as of now, it's all the same as it was.
So is everybody still taking temperatures?
no, stop this week.
You did.
And I had a form asking the questions. Stop that this week.
You did.
We had metal chairs that we were washing all the time. We got rid of those and the cushions are back.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
So you get a little bit of normalcy coming back.
Yeah, Still masks though.
Yes.
Yeah, you still have to definitely have masks, and they still want you to screen. So like what I'm telling people is just, if you have sort of a template that you go by and you do a verbal screening, just document that you screen the patient. Like they don't have to fill out the whole form and all that stuff, but like sort of have stock questions that you're asking.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and just document it. Like maybe when they sit down in the chair, say, ask them all the screening
Okay.
questions. Because
Okay.
part of what, the reason that you're excluded from this emergency temporary standard thing is, part of the elements in it is that you screen every patient and that you're not letting anyone in that might be sick.
Okay.
So
I think
that's what it excludes you from that.
so. I think we do send a like template out before their appointment, just in the reminder, saying those things. Is that not enough?
I did.
Yeah, I mean, how much in advance are you sending out the template?
2 days, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, I don't know. It's so confusing because if you listen to what it says, it's still telling you should send it out in advance, and you should send it out and you should ask them the day of.
Okay.
I'm more into the day of. I think that that's great, 2 days in advance, but to me that doesn't really give you much information about how they're actually feeling that day.
Yeah.
So I would just sort of have maybe when they, so you said they're in the waiting room, right?
Yep. They come in and they still, walk up to the front desk and tell them their name.
Right. So maybe when they walk up to the front desk asks them like 5 questions. And
Okay.
then, document, you have to document that you've done that. Otherwise,
Okay.
what's the point of doing it? So just
Okay.
document that they do it. But they can definitely, I feel like they can be verbal, but you do still have to, part of not being allowed in this new emergency thing is that you're screening.
Thank you. Okay. We're not
And you're
doing
still screening staff, but there's kind of like an iffy. You're not supposed to differentiate between vaccinated and unvaccinated people, but they're sort of saying that vaccinated people can kind of on their own, tell you if they're sick, and if they're sick, then don't come.
Okay. So, I mean, we all went together, so the doctor knows that all 16 of us are vaccinated. So,
Your entire office is vaccinated?
oh yeah, yeah, long time
You're
ago.
one of like 2 offices that that I know of, yay for you.
Why?
So I don't know.
Yeah. Geez.
There's every office I work with, there's a couple stragglers in each office.
Oh, okay.
You said
Okay,
one
yeah,
was
no.
pregnant.
He set it up and we all went. So,
Yeah, no, so someone is pregnant, so that's fair. But like, there's still,
Oh,
each office has like people that seemingly, I don't know what their medical conditions are, so I can't just say, but every office has some people that are sort of left over. So
okay.
I'm proud of you guys, well done.
Thank you.
It astounds me that on the news that there are still people dying from this
Mm.
or are getting it.
was the
They
first
have all these
everybody-
new cases. Where have they been? These people that all of a sudden that they've got COVID. What happened?
I just went, not to be a bummer, but I was at a wake last night for someone who died from COVID.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Yeah, it was a friend of our family's, a
That's
neighbor.
horrible.
And he was only in his 50s. He was,
And had he been vaccinated or had he thought?
I
of
don't know that.
Yeah.
I wonder, it seems like he's been in the hospital for two and a half months.
Oh, yeah,
So I
That's
think he
probably-
maybe just missed the vaccination.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And what I feel like sort of when they opened everything up, my opinion is you're going to have 2 groups of people. You're going to have vaccinated people and sick people. Oh my God, that child is very cute.
I'm sorry,
Oh
Nancy. It's my new day of babysitting on Friday, so I'll throw
Oh
her
my
in.
gosh, she's so
Oh,
cute.
what a cutie.
What's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie. Hello.
No.
Precious, no.
About his precious.
And Lynn typed in that they have young ones who want to get pregnant and they won't get the vaccination in the office. She just.
Yeah, I mean, I get it's fair. I mean, I'm well past pregnancy age, so I
Yeah.
don't worry about that. But I mean, it's supposed to not do anything. It's supposed to be completely fine. Supposedly it's worse, the effects of COVID potentially on the baby and on you when you're pregnant than the vaccine. But I get that people are afraid.
Yeah.
Right.
Carly is not having it. She agrees.
Well, we were going to get vaccinated in the early days when it just felt like they weren't testing it or when, it was too new for us in our mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
But as time went on and then when it became available, we had changed our feelings. So, but.
Yeah, I definitely in the beginning, I agree. I was like kind of scared. But then when I did more research and learned about how benign the vaccine is and how scary it is to be a long hauler or to have COVID symptoms at all and all the things, like my son's 20 and he has a friend who in his school, a bunch of them still have like 20-year-olds still have effects from it. So that's just really scary. Yeah, and they're kids, like they're, it's not even like they're high risk or anything.
Yeah.
So
The girl I work with, her husband has had it and he's still like been, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, still no taste and smell.
oh my
That
gosh.
scares me. Like that's your brain, right? That's what's
Right, yeah.
right. Very scary.
Yeah, the whole thing is scary.
I talked to a dental strategist. That's what he is. He does things similar to what Nancy does, but not totally. He's in Tennessee this week. And he said that down there, they really kind of ignored it, except for Nashville and Memphis. If you live outside those cities, they're not getting it. They've just kind of decided that it's not something they want to do. Holy cow. But I guess it depends on where you live. I mean, Governor Baker in Massachusetts here has really made it, I feel safer.
Right.
I know that I want to go to Tennessee. I don't want to fly either these days.
Right. I do feel like though, if you're vaccinated, I mean, knock on wood or whatever, I feel like you're pretty safe.
Me
You know,
too.
I still, like you guys are talking about masks and stuff. I mean, I'm still, if I walk in to get coffee or supermarket, I'm still wearing a mask. I just feel weird not to. I'm not sure why. I mean, I think we're okay, right? I think we are.
I think we are. I'm with you. I
have
think
faith
we
in
are.
the government and science. We're putting our faith in science.
Yeah.
It is science.
So Megan, what's going on in your world? What are people talking about?
Yeah, so I prepared a little bit. So some of the main things that I'm seeing is just companies are forward thinking. They're thinking about now, obviously, as we're coming out of this, recalibrating. So one of the pieces is like evaluations or reviews, or how are we really measuring productivity? Because over the past year plus, everybody was very much respectful of what was happening and kind of put that to the side a little bit. And because of the restrictions, things had to change. So it was really hard to say, okay, here are our goals. This is what needs to happen. And is it happening? Is it not? So that's a really big thing that people looking at productivity, their review process, and even changing it a bit. And their evaluation into like 2021, 2022 to get back on track. And then also to call out things that may have changed. There are some good things that have changed as well of how people do business and how you communicate. And so what are some things that will stay and what are some things that will go back? So I would say that's a pretty big one. Another one is still, to your point, Lisa, listening to you saying, I still put my mask on when I go into a coffee shop and I don't really know why.
Yeah.
Perfect example of that's what's happening throughout the workforce. Trying to have this balance. And I know dental is a bit different because of the restrictions that are still in place, but nonetheless, it's still some of the changes, Kim, that you're going through, or maybe some of the different cleaning or, whatever have you. Some things are being lifted or changed a bit. That's mentally, we've been doing this for over a year where our lives had changed and it became a pattern. So to get people back, meeting people where they're at, their mental wellness, you don't know what's going on at home all the time, and nor do you need to, but just to be respectful and to meeting people where they're at and understanding what they need for you to better support them. And then with that comes development. So a lot of companies are investing in development and refresher courses for their employees, whether it's customer service, how you're doing the work that you're able or within that industry, and getting subject matter experts to come in. So that's another big thing that I'm seeing. And then vacation time, right? It's summer. So encouraging the workforce to take time. And what does that look like, especially if you're a smaller organization and you need coverage and you still need to get people in the chairs and all of that, but also balancing the go do you and be with family and friends and allowing for that time and encouraging that time. And then one of the questions that had come up is how do you engage your employees when there are still restrictions within your world, in your industry? And so what else can you do? So I'll send, and Pam, I'll send this right after. I actually had typed it all up, but what are some different ideas for engaging? So one thing, I have a good friend who works in 3 dental practices, and it's so funny because I had written it down as like a fun thing to do. And I said, what are you doing? Just to get an idea. And it was the same thing, but an ice cream truck. So to have an ice cream truck pull up, and happy to give you a couple of, I know Hornstra actually started their ice cream truck, which they're so yummy. But depending on where you're at, there's so many different ice cream trucks that are affordable. And that may be something nice that they pull up, you do a 15, 20-minute break, and it's just something nice. They can go outside, take off their mask, chit chat for a little bit. So just something to think about there. And I should have started with just ask people, like, where are you at? What are some things that you would like? And assume nothing. But the ice cream truck, look at break frequencies as well. Now that it is nice, or having like DoorDash, ordering something, having it come into the office just as like a nice, maybe you don't have to do it on a Friday or a Monday, or doing on an odd day, off day. And yeah, so I have a list of all different things. I won't go through all of them. I'm happy to if you want me to. But another neat thing too.
Could you share that list
What's that?
on an email? Could you share that list?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could certainly do that. One of the other things I was thinking about, and this was more personally what somebody had done for me, but I'm like, how neat would that be for, again, if you're a small organization and you can do this, is our real estate, which was 7 years ago, who still helped us find our home. They still every year bring us something. And one of the things that they had brought that was really, really nice, and they do it for each season, was a basket of all grilling stuff, like mustard, relish, some I don't know, just some like summery grill things. And it stuck with me. And I'm like, that's something nice for a smaller group, that you could make those baskets, put some I don't know, whatever you want to do. But just as a thank you. And that also goes along with encouraging to taking some time and spending that time. So
Love that idea.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
would definitely recommend them just because they're so,
That's a very smart thing for them.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Kim, you know how we like to bring cupcakes or cookies or candies or something? We stopped all of that during the, during COVID, because we didn't think people would want any of that. So if we start doing our candy things, your office wouldn't be upset.
I would think if it was wrapped at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think people, I don't know why, but they're just,
Well, we always have it wrapped with even the cupcakes I put in
yeah.
clear,
Yeah, we would definitely accept. And all these girls, they want to eat. That's what we
sure.
do.
I have never, when
Love
we
the
cold
option.
calling, I have only had one person refuse my box of cupcakes.
Really?
We'll
Me
never
and her
refuse it.
husband, and it was only the two of them in the office, and she said, we don't want that. She was on the diet. Do we, honey? And he reluctantly said, no, we don't want that. And I know he was eyeing them. So I can get into any place, anywhere with a box of food.
Right.
Even if it says no soliciting.
So we give a, like a, new patient welcome bag, like a swag. Oh, here's one. So I wanted it was back in the day when like Lululemon was up. So I wanted it to be like similar to that. It's the same size. And instead of all their words, I've got like toothbrush and crowns or whatever. And then we fill it with some, dumb things like a t-shirt and toothbrushes and I don't know, a couple of koozies or whatever, chapstick. So we stopped doing that. The doctor said, nobody wants that. So we went and bought hand sanitizer, but we also gave away flowers to all the women that came every appointment. So instead of flowers, we have the hand sanitizer and everyone accepts it, but they're like, I miss the flowers. I'll take the flowers.
So every patient gets flowers? Get some-
It's just a little bouquet of carnations, and yes, it was such a little sweet thing. It was, there long before I came along,
Mhm.
but, it was just a nice gesture.
Yes, I
Yeah.
always did it with like holidays. We gave roses on Valentine's Day and green
Yeah.
carnations on St. Patrick's
We
Day,
did.
but every time they come, everybody gets.
Yeah, we
everybody-
get deliveries twice a week. We're not doing it anymore, and the poor
Yeah.
florist went out of business.
Oh, wow. And probably
I'm
because of
sure
that.
florists went out of business, right? Who's going out and buying flowers
Yeah.
last year?
Oh, so many things, yeah. So,
Yeah, so
I
I
know
think,
when we were pounding on the doors of offices up the land with Choosy, we were always coming with chocolate, lots of Godiva and
yes.
Yep. Comes with chocolate.
So-
And the
so
neatest
always
little
let us in with chocolate.
an envelope.
So Kim from Artistic,
Hi, how are you?
it's so
You
good
guys
to see you. So if we
You
start
can bring
bringing
candy anytime you want.
Okay, so then we can go, that's another normal we can go back to, and I love that idea. And Megan, please, I'll take that list of.
I'm so excited to be part of this meeting today. I haven't been able to attend because normally I'm dental assisting, but I'm short dental assistants. Anybody got a dental assistant they want to share with me?
Wow. Are you having trouble because of the stimulus money that's still there for unemployment?
Yes, I had one of my girls, her husband died tragically.
Oh,
And we're trying within our practice to cover those hours. And I've tried to get somebody temporarily until she gets back, but possibly to job share. And I'm not getting anything. I don't know what to do. I am at a loss right now.
And you've
Wow.
tried schools?
You know, I haven't because I don't know, like, how do I reach out to them? Like, I'm figuring they're done now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but where are you?
Give a
I'm in
list.
Hanover.
Because I mean, we went and fit tested like all these schools, and then I kept on kind of reaching out to them, and say they all have job board things that they put out. And I don't know, I feel like they're a really good resource because a bunch of offices too. Like if you get someone even as like a externship thing in the fall,
Yes, exactly.
then if they're good, you can keep them. So I would reach out. I would try to reach out to schools and just tell them. Because they all have job boards and they'll put it out for you.
Now, Southeastern, did you reach out to them in Massasoit? I don't even know, does Massasoit even have a school anymore? That's
I don't
what
know. We did Cape Cod Community College. Yeah, Massasoit has one. I would reach out anywhere because a ton of these kids, like even Regis, like a ton of them travel so far to go to school, like they might live somewhere else. So I would like blanket them all, Mass College of Pharmacy, Middlesex,
Okay.
anywhere.
BU has their school as well.
Oh, they do. I didn't even know they had a dental assisting school. Okay, I'm so far removed from that. I've been very lucky with my dental assistants. And I'm at a loss for words right now. I don't know what to do. I'm filling in as much as I can doing it's just a nightmare right now
Oh.
here.
We hear that. I hear that when I'm on the phones, because we're calling now throughout New England, New York, New Jersey, Florida, and Florida doesn't seem to have a problem. They went strong all the way through, but everybody's got staffing issues, it seems.
I just think they're making too much money on unemployment, and and even if they're not making a lot of money on unemployment, they're liking staying home and making something. I mean, that's at least how it seems to me. I don't know. I was going nuts when I was home, but
Do you feel that
How
there are
about the
people that
summer,
don't
too?
want to
I
go
mean,
back because of COVID? They don't want to go back into a health profession, or?
I think maybe somebody that's been in their career a long time. I mean, I've been in my field for 35 years. Did I think about it? I didn't have the choice. I have to work.
Yeah.
Plus I would go nuts if I was home, and I love my job. So, but I do think a lot of colleagues that I knew in dental assisting school chose not to go back in for that reason.
Really?
Megan's gonna have to hop off in a few seconds. So does anyone have any other burning questions for her? How are you handling that, your other people, with the fact that there's still money out there? And how do you are people trying to entice people to come work for them in
I
any of your other
wonder-
businesses?
My only thing is that, and I'll have to look into this, I thought that, and it might still be lingering, but the stimulus or that weekly extra amount is no longer. And I believe that was the end of May.
No, my sister's still getting it. She's a waitress. $300.
is.
They're $300. And I think it's going, but you have to keep qualifying for it. And now they're making them prove that they're actually looking for a job, thankfully. But
Well,
they-
I guess that's
till
my,
September. Yeah,
that's my
yeah, the
point.
end of May
It's
was,
not as easy as it has been.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna squeeze that, they'll continue to squeeze that a bit more. It's hard. I mean, you're not the only industry. It's everywhere. And I also think there's an element to summertime, right? That I've made it this far, it's summertime. It's like, what's a few more months? So, yeah, I think what you're talking about, Kim, of just thinking about things differently and actually, going and knowing that there's graduates that are out there, that there are folks that are still hungry, looking at it a little bit differently. I almost would look at it with fresh eyes instead of I'm not saying that you're doing this, but the posting.
No, I get it.
You gotta be a little bit more creative with what you're doing. Maybe bring Pam's cupcake to some of these schools or something. I don't know.
Pam, will you cook for me?
those are
I
really
even
nice.
have one office she's poaching from like Starbucks. Like you can do an on the job train person. I mean, she's like, my barista has an excellent work ethic, goes to work, does everything. She's like, I'm talking to them. So it doesn't, I mean, honestly, like you just need a smart person that's willing to work and cares,
Right.
and then you can on the job train them.
Okay.
So look around. Don't, like Megan says, don't, take it from
Oh,
other
I'm
businesses.
looking.
And I think there's Jewish Vocational Service as well, and I probably have spoken about this, but they're the largest workforce development organization in the Commonwealth. And I can introduce you, Kim. I'll send you my email, but
Awesome.
I can introduce you to the folks there.
Wonderful.
They're just good people and they're amazing at what they do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
I said that to Pam. The other thing, I'm on the South Shore board for the employer. Wait 1 second. I'm sending it here. Advisory for Mass Rehabilitation Commission. And there may be folks as well. I could introduce you to some of the coaches there that would be able to, if there are people with the clients that are searching for work, that might be another avenue. And that you're also providing some, it's people with disabilities, it's veterans, it just opens up
Wonderful.
a little bit more.
Okay.
And that would be good for the organization, to be honest. So
Great. That'd be great.
I
I'm
think
gonna-
that's what I mean by like sitting back and like brainstorming about, okay, what have we done? Okay. And then what are some things that we may have it? And I would also ask your people or ask like people within your network.
I
Like,
have.
You
I've
have,
had a
okay.
couple girls put stuff on Facebook. I'm really, trying to exhaust everything. And I've trained dental assistants before. The girl actually whose husband passed away, I trained her and she got her license and she was great. It's a matter of getting somebody that wants to be here, has two heads and, on and on, basically.
where are you located?
Hanover.
Okay.
And we're a family practice. I have 6 dentists now. We're open from Monday through Saturday. I have night hours. I mean, it's various hours. I have 25 employees right now. We've been in business for over 60 years. We have a great reputation. And I have a lot of my team has been here over 10 years, so I've been very, very lucky. So I'm just frustrated now.
Kim, do you on your social media posts, is it apply here or do you say everything that you just said to us in your posts?
No, I've been letting my hygienists who know people, and a couple of my dental assistants post something, my office is looking for a dental assistant, please let me know if you know anybody, and then taking it from there. I haven't done it on mine yet, because I want to keep my personal one. And that's why I was really hoping to reach out at this meeting today. I did reach out to a couple of the other dental office managers that come to this meeting, Heidi, and we talked a little bit, but like they've all said to me, everybody's having a crunch and trying to find dental assistants right now.
Did you see that Facebook page too, that they just dedicated literally to just hiring?
No,
I'll find that for you and send it to you. What's your email?
it's Kim N.
Yeah.
Do it to my personal one. It's easier. The artistic one's so long. It's Kim
Okay.
NAW at Comcast.
Kim, wait a second. Kim what?
Kim Naw.
Okay,
at
NAW.
Comcast.net. I am on like Mass Dental Peeps. I am on the Mass Dentist site.
Does
Which
the actual practice have a Facebook site?
Yes, we do. We
So you
do.
can post on that. I just
Yeah.
want to show something really quick and then I am going to hop off. I don't think 3 Thought would mind if I did this.
Thank you.
They were looking for a position. Oh, could you,
Share the screen?
yeah,
Oh, no, I don't, that's not what I want to do. I want to share, I want to share with you. Let's see. Let's see.
You have to make her the host.
or there should be a little carrot and you can say participant can share.
Got it. You got it.
So this is something that now they're a marketing firm, so it looks great, but I've done this when I've done searches with other organizations where you do this and it's a nice visual. It gives you like, hey, you're working directly with owners, transitioning the organization. It's the next phase of growth, but just the words that you were using describing it, may be a nice thing for you to think about when, like, visually as people are scrolling, like this just pops versus, hey, we're looking for people. So if you posted it on the organization's site, then you could send that link to everybody or tag people in it.
I like that. I like that because, I've been on Monster, and it's awful to say, but a lot of the resumes that I'm getting, I'm not, they have no experience. I was kind of wanted experience, but now I'm at the point where I'm going to probably have to bring some of those people in and interview them, because at this point, I'm not even getting experience.
You have it posted on Indeed, I'm assuming.
I have, yes.
Yeah.
And I even was thinking of, does anybody have any experience with Stint, allowing them to look for dental assistants? And I'd even pay a fee at this point to get somebody.
I've not.
I reached out to Stint to get a temp, and I got somebody that would, but she just temps, that's it. So I guess that's the new site for dental people now. I mean, I always thought RDH temps and those were the ones that we reached out to get professionals, but now they don't even use them anymore, I don't think.
I think the fellow bought that out and then he renamed it Stent.
Oh, he did. Okay, that's good. That's interesting to
Name
know.
escapes
Okay.
me right now, but we have a connection with him. Like,
Thank you. That's interesting to know.
yeah, but that's now he's broadened the reach with that, with hygienists and assistants and whatnot. But I think he was having difficulty getting people to work well. for a
Yeah.
long time. I think he's probably coming back now.
Well, I'm gonna have to hop off, but thank you very
Thank
much.
you for
Thank
coming
you.
and giving us all your expertise. We appreciate it.
No problem. And Pam, we'll talk too. I know that me, you and Nancy still need to get together, but I'll be offering some different sessions. We'll look at the summer months and even into the fall of
Right.
some things where we can get together and
That'll be great.
add some value there. But thank you. Have an awesome weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Megan.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Megan.
So Denver, let's go
Yeah.
on you now.
Okay.
I read recently that so many people are moving because of COVID. They're moving to the suburbs. We are the suburbs here for the most part. Is your business targeting those new people now? Because I think you told me when we spoke a couple, oh God, how many months ago was that? Many months ago, that you get a list of who's just bought a house the day that they buy it?
Yes. So we're actually launching a new campaign end of this month, but it's been going gangbusters, and it's, you know, and we've been working with a few dentists practices and helping them out. But if you want, I could just bring it up. I looked at it this morning. If you can make me the co-host.
All right, so I'll make you a host. There. Oh, yeah. There you go, your host.
Okay.
Do
So
you have too many clients right now?
we're growing with this product, and we're actually doing a rebrand, and we're relaunching it. So now we have all of Mass. So this right here only has about 7 counties. So these are all the new people that just moved. And one of the changes that we've made, so these are people that moved yesterday. So they bought houses yesterday. So we've also partnered with East Coast Printing and Hingham. So we're doing complete fulfillment. And so with the other dentists that we have, they usually would go in and then they would choose a date, and then the list would go directly to the printer. So all these new families that just moved in, they'll have your practice's information for direct mail. So, and then we track it all. It comes with tracking. We're thinking about putting it in digital. So this is it's pretty helpful.
Very good.
Yeah.
I remember sending out those letters years and years and years ago, but I was using one of those services where, you know, when you look at the list and you see that the person who's on it moved 3 years ago or 5 years ago, or they don't even live there anymore. So this is really up to date. That's great.
Yeah. So what we do is we get it the day after our closing.
Mhm.
So every night we get the information.
Yeah.
So the data, the list is always fresh. So you get a fresh list of new movers every single day.
So that a practice can target them immediately. So do you recommend that they send it out right away, or that they wait a week, or they wait a couple weeks and let them get settled?
Usually a week. Usually a week.
Mhm.
We usually do it every week we have one practice in Braintree. They're doing it every week.
And you do it for them?
Well, fulfillment.
Yeah.
So Hingham. So we send it to East Coast Printing and Hingham, and they send it out.
I see.
So they have the template letters with the promotional offers. We offer a free electric toothbrush, and they just send it out for them every week. So, yeah.
Great. Very good.
But
So-
we're launching a new campaign, a Say Hello campaign, end of the month. So it's like almost like a welcome package, welcoming new families to the area. So I'll be happy to share it with you guys once we have it up and running.
Yeah, that sounds great. And we can put an article we're looking for July right now, so for our newsletter. So we'd love to have, an article about, capture them now or something like that. Get them.
We have a new marketing team. I am not a marketer. I'm a techie. I'm a nerd. So it's painful for me to sit down and write.
Yeah.
But now we have a new marketing team, and that's why we're
Right.
making all these changes and improvements
Excellent.
and creating campaigns.
Excellent. Excellent. So you and I definitely have to get something in the newsletter for July.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful. Now, Pam, you've been with us for a while, and you've come to some of our meetings. What's new with Choosy?
Choosey's been very busy, even through the pandemic. We spent a lot of time just trying to comfort offices and talk with them, because everything has to be over the phone or a Zoom meeting if they want to meet that way. We believe it or not, our track record with transactions has skyrocketed. We're getting a lot more people using the Choosy app. I think some of that is because insurances have gone away for some folks, or, they needed an alternative to find another way to save on their care. And offices that are embracing it and actually, promoting it in-house as their back pocket in-house plan, if you will, or some of them are more brazen about it, are really gaining some speed and revenue with Choosy.
Good.
So we're very proud of what we've done. We're turning it around, and we took over the Connecticut and the New Jersey markets. They were our partners of ours. The Delta of New Jersey was partnering with us to manage all of that. We got them started, but they've decided they spent a ton of money on advertising and they weren't going anywhere, and they decided to back down and give it back to us. So now we're really managing the whole Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, and we're down in Florida. We've got some stuff going on in the Midwest. Talking to Heartland, also some of the Midwestern states are now going to start to sign on, and Hawaii. We have Dennis in Hawaii, believe it or not. So we're getting there. It's for a startup, I think we did well. This year was tough, no question. And I think New Jersey was premature in their thinking that because it's such a difficult year to give up on the project. So we've taken it over and we've actually turned a lot of it around. We're getting a lot more transactions from New York and New Jersey now.
Good.
So we're good. We're a mighty little force here. We're not huge, but we're managing to get the network built and to get a lot more membership. So you'll see a lot of more ads in the AAA magazine. They partnered with us, and that's helping us tremendously for people who read through that, find out about us.
I noticed that actually in the
Yeah.
most recent one. Yeah. Good.
And something like Denver, we're doing a lot more with campaigns and a lot more with social media and things like that. So it's good.
People are on their phones.
Yep, there. So just put your app on your phone and pay for your dental care and save 24%.
Lisa, you had a Facebook, was it? Or no, you had a CE credit thing last night, right? How was that for you?
Yeah, it was good. I've been trying to do them every month now. We're going to do it every month, a Thursday night, an infection control class. Because piano people sort of always need it. So I'm trying to do that. We also, if you want me to, I'm going to be salesy and
Go
tell
ahead.
you what. Okay. Do I have permission?
I think we all want to hear it.
Okay.
What is your Facebook name? Is it you or
It's me, and then it's my company, Dental Office Compliance.
Okay, awesome.
It's both. I haven't figured out how to not have both.
Well, you have to have you to have the other one.
Yeah, right. So after we went to Dental Palooza, and I did a class there, my first live class in forever, and it was really cool. But I talked to a bunch of people and kind of tried to figure out sort of how to reconfigure, my offerings. So what we're now doing is I feel like it's kind of stupid on our part, but we're doing a monthly subscription. So you pay just monthly and you get everything. So we made a portal. So you get all your books, all your things on the portal. You get reminders, like I went in office yesterday and some of the emergency drugs were expired and their radiation thing wasn't up to where it needs to be. It was last year. So you would get reminders for all that kind of stuff. And then you also get all the things that we were doing as add-ons before, which were coming in and training your staff, helping with things, doing monthly safety meetings, doing just whatever, it's sort of we're offering all our services for sort of one low monthly fee. Does that sound bad? But for one fee, because then I can't stand that. I'm so bad at the billing part and the selling part that if I go in now, I can just do whatever I want. If you need, your SDS book totally revamped because it's half MSDS and it's from 1975, I can just go in and take it and fix it. So I don't have to say, oh, do you want to pay for this? Do you not want to pay for that?
Right, yeah.
So I'm liking that. better. And
You
then with the
have-
portal, it's going to be all in the cloud, except for the things I want you to have a hard copy.
Do you have, is it all, everybody getting the same fee, or is it by how many people you have in your practice, or how you?
No, it's by how many office. So like the general office is the same fee, like one practice. It doesn't, I don't care how many people you have in your office.
Mhm.
But then like some DSOs that we're working with, like once you get to a certain point, I mean, if you paid the fee, you owe me, you pay me a lot of money, which would be great, but it'd be probably too much for you. So we've kind of done it by like, if you have 15 practices, you pay this fee. If you have 15 to 30, you pay this fee, you know, like, but otherwise, just, I don't care. I've always kind of not cared, like for CE classes too, like how many, I don't care how many you have, you know, I mean, I'm there doing it, so who cares?
Right. I think this is awesome. Well, we have like a subscription service too. I mean,
Do you?
a monthly fee. That's what you do for us to monitor and take care of everything in your office. We're a monthly fee. So you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
little things. Yeah, I agree with that. That's awesome.
right. And
You can
and
budget
again,
for
like
it.
right. And I do feel like, I mean, now that the offices that I've been in the past couple of weeks, I feel like they probably were great during COVID and done other stuff, but like all the regular stuff they forgot about.
That's
So-
where I'm at right now. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you because that just kind of went by the wayside. I have COVID manuals, like,
Oh, I'm sure you have
Thousand.
amazing COVID minute, right?
yeah, but I haven't done my MNS sheets. I
Yeah.
haven't done my book, like all that
Yeah.
stuff. And it's just, it's hard, you know? So I'm definitely going to be contacting you.
All right, cool. Yeah. And like, again, like we'll just put that all online. So like, say like, for example, if yesterday's thing actually had something to do with the dental office, we would have sent out an email saying, hey, check out this new thing, you know, this is, you know, happening or whatever. And then, you know, and let you know, or if like all of a sudden, like, you know, how the hygienists, they can, I think June 30th is their new date. That they can, you know, we would make sure that all your hygienists by June 30th better have all their licenses.
Well, we were
You
just
know-
talking about that. Like, I try to remember one of my, I had to say to them, it was one of the girls just said, my license expired. I said, look, they didn't send things out this year. So it's almost like you have to be on it. They extended it, but it's sometimes it's hard for me to get it all out to everybody. So
Right.
that's
And
why-
I tend to be the bad guy. Like, I feel like it is much easier for me to go in and be like, listen, like I went in an office the other day and the person at the front desk was wearing gloves. And like, that is like my pet peeve. Like, I cannot stand that. So
Yeah.
I sat there with her and I was like, let me lay it down to you. And she's not wearing gloves anymore. But like the owner couldn't do that because she wasn't listening to, like, she, you know, so like blame it on me. I don't care.
I love blaming it on other people. I blame
Blame it on
the
me,
doctor all the
right?
time. It's
Because
great.
I leave and then I don't have to worry. But you can be like, oh my God, Lisa, she told you to
Lisa's
do that. It was
fault,
not
right.
me. Yeah,
Right. And then you also have a book to point to. It says in the book.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
why, like, we're starting to go over our employee manual again because of something that wasn't clear and something happened in the office. And I said, well, it's in our employee manual. So
Yeah.
I started this yesterday. Once a week, I'm going to go
Yesterday.
over a page or a
Yeah.
section of it and say, okay, so everybody remembers, I mean, you all signed this. This is,
Right.
this is what you're supposed to know. This is
Right.
what you have to do. Yeah.
And that's the thing,
But
like
in-
everyone has all these books. Like you have these OSHA books that like you will probably never open. I don't
They're
want it like
behind me
that.
right now. It's like, but you don't have the time in the everyday business and the everyday of running this practice. Do I
Right.
open it or do I say, oh,
No.
wait a minute, let's go get the book and see what the book
No.
says? Like,
No, you're not doing that. So that's why too, people like now, throughout COVID, people just now are calling me. Like someone just called me to, you know, email this morning to say, hey, when are the licenses due? So instead of her looking it up, she's just calling me. I'm fine. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like if I'm your easy person, but I do want the office. I want people in the office to know where the books are for, as far as if someone comes in the office, you don't want to look like we have books. I didn't know that. But I also want to, like, you know, we're going to go over like, okay, so everyone grab their favorite chemical and let's look at the SDS and see what PPE you're actually supposed to wear.
Yeah.
You know, like I kind of want them to know that they're there and they're there to
your
help you. And then
favorite chemical. I love that.
I
That's
know.
great. That's great.
I know. If I pose it like that, I usually say like pick the chemical you use the most, but if I say favorite, maybe we'll get some more exciting things.
Mm.
Like someone will bring chloroform or whatever, like,
Yeah, it could be scary.
right? So I don't know. I mean, we're trying to just help people. I've noticed that people really want handholding and just someone to take it off their plate. So that's what we're really trying to do, is just like take it off their plate, be done with it. Then you don't have to worry about it. Obviously, there's still stuff that you have to do. You have to do your logs and stuff like that. I can't do that stuff for you, but
you
I can set
can't?
it. No, but I can set it up for you in a neat way so that you don't lose track of it.
Great.
Very good.
So that is our excitement.
Denver, you have
I
something?
have to run. I have 11:15.
Oh,
So,
sorry, Denver. I was
great
like
to-
talking on and on.
No, that's good. And I think, does anyone have any other questions or comments?
Actually, for Denver, I'm interested in hearing some more about your company. If maybe I could get an email address and we could have a conversation over the phone or something. I'm interested in,
I'll send you
in what you do. That would be great.
Sure. I'll just send that to everyone.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We used to do exactly what your company does and we got away from it. And I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
It works.
Well, his is different
especially now,
than what we
everyone's
used to
home.
do, Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much better. His is much better than what we used to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As I said, mine was always, the service I was buying was always out of date by months.
Yeah,
Right.
that's like the bankers and tradesmen. That's what we did. And the list was, it was like, okay, this list is old, and then did people even get it? You didn't even know.
Yeah, technology today has improved all that,
Oh, absolutely.
years ago, thumbing through written records and that kind of thing. We don't have to do it anymore. This was great, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
Pam,
Yeah.
you talked about the fall. Are we going to get back to regular meetings?
Yeah, I'd like
that would
to.
be
I'm gonna
wonderful.
work on that over the summer, and I would like to be able to have in-house meetings here. And
Can we
also
start a
Zoom.
little bit earlier, like when we used to start? Is that possible?
In you mean at 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This 10 o'clock really started because everybody was home, in
Right.
the early days of COVID.
Right.
So, yeah, and maybe that's why we're not getting the people we were getting originally, because we're too
It's
late
just
now.
easier earlier because you
I
can
agree.
get in and you're out at this time almost.
Right,
I can get back to my practice at this time. That's why it's been difficult for me to get in to a meeting because I'm working and it's like, okay, I can't stop right now, or I'm
Yeah, it's just
assisting
really
or
late.
whatever. So
So please,
All right,
everybody, bye,
Yeah.
Deborah, thank you. Send me send me what you're thinking about a meeting, let's get what you liked about them, what you think we should change. Give me your feedback so that we can make this awesome.
great.
I
Yeah.
miss seeing everybody. I really do.
I miss it too. I miss all you guys.
The best to Dave. Hope he feels better.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yes.
you, everybody. Have a good summer, but I'm still sending out my weekly email blasts with so
Awesome.
much information.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Great,
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.